Wait, this is it?
For the 10th year anniversary of this game, we get some pseudocul and electrical disaster live stream that consisted over 12 hours staring at a PNG.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
No new map, no Titan survivor, no balance changes at all, and a weak reskin safe uninspired butchering horror of an icon. Yup, and despite the community acting really hype and everyone faking their reactions
And screaming at the mobile game more and saying, "That's so cool, dude!"
because they have to. Despite all that, what's actually in this chapter, it's insanely shallow overall, but none of the big creators are calling this out.
Because they're on Daddy Behavior's payroll and they lose all their financial incentives and bonuses like early access. And the creator program if they talk any shit.
It's embarrassing, man, but I don't blame you for doing it. Money talks. But what does a free thinker such as me think of this chapter? Before we get started with Jason, maybe we can talk about their live stream that they hyped up and completely disrespected everyone's time with. Maybe DBD content worked their soul and went live to capitalize off the hype of what the new license could be, and we were met with this. A desperate publicity stunt that wasted everyone's time.
Bots had to wake up at 3 in the morning just to go back to sleep. Even the creator program shows couldn't fake being interested past the 2-hour mark. This brilliant idea they had to reveal it is just so incredibly cynical. And it would have worked okay if they didn't have to hype it up before like it was something interesting. And the live stream just started with no warning, but no, the devs thought this was such a cool and quirky and different way to finally reveal Jason at the end, leading in little shitty Easter eggs to make extremely bored DVD Twitter troons spurg out about it, because this was a plan all along. You're playing right into it, but alright, who cares about how obvious and cynical his live stream was? We finally have Jason.
We've completed the Mount Rushmore of horror icons in DBD. The guy who was literally removed for the game for copyright, the guy with the recycled slot power, the guy who has no cosmetics or voice lines and comes from the 2010 version that everyone hates, and the guy, Mask is currently in the bottom 3 killers.
Oh joy, this game is kind of fucking embarrassing, isn't it? Let the people enjoy the things mindset has done irreparable damage to this game. You deserve what you tolerate. Since everyone's just perfectly fine with Springtrap being the embarrassing mess that he was and still is, we're told to say that with Dork holding a gun at their head. If you are now realizing you're forced to like Jason because you've been told by the creators on the payroll, just consume the slop. The quality doesn't matter, dude. It's Jason. You're supposed to like this. And look, some creators are clip farming versus fresh installs and literal bots on the P2B with this reskin range attack. That must mean the kill is good, right? History really does repeat itself, but enough stalling. What makes Jason Powers so uninspired and bad to me? Well, the bread and butter of his power is a throwing Orisa spear that he gets one shot of that pin survivors to walls. Are we serious? This is the best they can come up with for such a horror staple? It's just a reskin range slot part 40? When Springtrap came out, I thought this might finally be the last of their ranged killer with teleport, copy, and paste that they seem to do with all their important licenses now. It's just so incredibly safe and lame. To throw things at survivors and takes a health state genre of killer isn't even a dead horse at this point. It's a low-hanging fruit that has fallen off the bottom of a tree and is rotting on the ground. I can't believe no one else cares how recycled this power is. Just give him a spear, dude. Just because it's Jason, they can clip from AFKs, that means this is good. If this was an original killer called the Spear Thrower, no one would tolerate this shit. But it's Jason, so you have to. Behavior must have had all 2 brain cells in maximum overdrive to think of this. I mean, we could already throw axes, vomit, a spear, gun, the ground, knives, tentacle, birds, a tail, a purple grenade, skulls, fire, a dog, another axe, just to take a health state away from survivors. And now almost all of his abilities have the exact same counterplay. When you let a loop run around and greet the pallet, if you drop the pallet in his face, you get hit. If he doesn't respect the pallet and walks through it, if you don't stun him, you probably get hit. Really nice stuff here, but if you're out in the open, you just kind of run around randomly and hope he misses. That's basically it. The ranged gameplay back and forth is fine, but it's the same thing for every single one of these killers. At least unlike Springtrap, Jason's spear is actually a threat at closer ranges. The velocity makes it incredibly hard to dodge, and he has very little cooldown after using it, making him one of the best 2-tap killers in the game, especially if it displaces you. If only he got more than one shot. Yes, if you're chasing chasing a survivor and hit him, or even miss a survivor when they're healthy, you're now chasing them as a one-cent killer with no power. You're basically forced to leave or go of your way, losing tons of distance to get another spear. At least reloading like this is something kind of new, but not in a good way. Unless there's a scrap pile at the tower you're chasing, you're just fucked, basically. You can take your own hooks as spears, which disables them for a minute, which is incredibly stupid and very questionable design. But this is my main problem with this power. It's just lame. Oh, what does Springtrap do in DBD? He throws an axe. Oh, what does Jason do? He throws a spear. There's no way there wasn't something less recycled and more inspired he could do with this power. Even someone like me who had little attachment to the franchise and hadn't seen a single one of his movies, I know Jason has a wide variety of weapons in the franchise. What if instead of just a spear with the exact same counterplay as every other ranged killer, he got a variety of weapons that all have their own durability? He can replenish the durability at one of these stashes at any time. When it could be spears, sure, like I saw this concept for Arthur Clown a year ago, so back where he has a weapon wheel. We can have this, but honestly, I guess why would Behavior even bother doing something creative at this point when everyone claps like seals at the fact that we have Jason to begin with, without a map or survivor, by the way? Why would they try something new when they can just play it safe? Licensed to get this game a ton of attention for normals anyways, so I guess they have to play it safe, even though no one is truly excited and no one will main them other than Copium. We're just fine being fed slop time after time after time. Why risk creative powers that aren't dash slop, teleport slop, or range slop? Some people wonder why I like Singularity so much. Okay, but the best thing they could truly think of for this horror legends is, duh, he throws his spear like a caveman. You know, a guy with all these abilities who uses over 50 weapons in his films, who had his own asymmetrical multiplayer game with mechanics and abilities far more creative than DBD. So why not just use those? If that's all they could think of for his chase power, then what's his other power? I mean, every other killer has to be multifaceted nowadays. You can't just focus on one clearly defined power like they used to do with every other killer. Every killer has to have an overwatch of kid half-baked reskinned abilities. So his omnipresent evil ability lets him go into a mode where he gets increased movement speed, can't see survivors, and can teleport to specific vault locations and can stay in as long as he wants. Oh, whoa, that's his bat form. And yeah, everything but his name and visuals is just bat form. It looks different. You can teleport to upright pallets and breakable walls, and survivors don't see you, even though it's extremely telegraphed. But yeah, it's just bat form, which people already compared to Spirit's phase, even though it did do enough unique things itself as a part. Great. There's a lot of baffling situations when it comes to this. Why do you swing at the air and it actually damages survivors? What is that even about? What is this animation supposed to be? It looks so bad. He starts holding his spear vertically to look around, I guess. Why can survivors still see the grass moving, destroying any proper chance of an ambush? Why does your movement speed increase by 4.45% after coming out of it for a bit? Why is this a killer 110 movement speed to begin with? This just incentivizes 110 abusing around rocks, even more so he physically can't use his power. But honestly, the gameplay and counterplay to this ability it promotes is a little different. Having to constantly leave chase to reset your spears and having this power on a hardly a cooldown gives him a way better macro aspect to his power and way better traversal than someone like Xenomorph or Springtrap, where the reskin teleport devices are in fixed location and require you to walk up to it to use them. You can sort of play him like a ranged Sadeko, quickly going from place to place to hit and run, constantly switching targets, which is pretty fun. And the only aspect that makes me like him more than Springtrap, if only the chase power you use once you get there was unique or fun or strong, I could see the potential here, but I don't know, man. He just needed more. More weapon, more ways to jump scare, more focus and refined power, because what we have here is a safe 4 out of 10 slop. He could have easily been so much better. Just making him 4.6 at least would have solved some of his problems, but Behavior is really obsessed with 4.4 killers right now. For some reason, we got Vecna 2 into Trickster's rework into the Blight nerf, good by the way. Into Jason, do they not realize almost no killers need to be 4.4 speed? The only ones that need 4.4 are Blight, Spirit, and the nurse to stay at her speed, obviously. Every other 110 killer would not blow up the game if they were 115. All 4.4 movement speed does is make survivors interact with the killer way less. It's most unhealthy gameplay of just pre-run, pre-drop. But luckily, it's for Jason, it's kind of hard to pre-run him because of his stealth. But what you can do at the moment is when you see the map become foggy, just go somewhere away from pallets and windows and crouch. He can't see you when in that mode when he's crouching, so there's basically no counterplay to this at all. He'll just be running around the map looking lost as you use his own power against him. It's pathetic. It's not like bat form where you can come out of this whenever you want. No, you need a specific location, making you extremely predictable. Just get away from those locations and you'll have a massive.
And And you know what else is massive? Lordy perfect, y'all is.
Head start
on them. Once the survivor player base realizes, you can say goodbye to jump scaring or catching anyone off guard, which he's always really good at. It's a shame, man. At least Vecna was a unique take on a killer, despite how he is. Jason might as well not even be in the game because there are 20 other killers that do his exact job but better. The fact that this PTB has nothing else to its saddens me even more. There's a new original survivor they couldn't even finish the model on because apparently reskinning and reskin was so much work they ran out of time to do that. And of course, there are no other balance changes to the game at all. Nothing interesting or gameplay affecting. Looking forward to no Crystal Lake map. Nothing. This game's anniversary 10th year is such an embarrassment, especially after such a shit year. We hardly even get any more content in this game.
We get killers like every 5 months as opposed to every 3 months. How it used to be, I'd be fine with that. Less content if they're actually making meaningful changes to the game, but nothing has happened. The game has barely changed over the past year because after failing Operation Health Part 30, the devs have just given up doing anything at all. We've needed a shakeup for years. I've been saying this for months, but if everyone is just happy to sit there and consume the same tired slop they've been feeding us since Xenomorph, I guess there's really no reason to strive for better or try. You are what you tolerate. This is your fault. Demand better.
Okay. So as you can see here, while he's in Omnipresent Evil, you can see different like auras of where he could possibly come from, and you can change positions by toggling the switch sides button on the mouse.
Oh, okay.
So when he does that, I'm assuming so he's invisible. You see footprints of people that are running.
No.
See, look at the auras there. You can see which one you want. You have the pallet, or you can vault through a window. So he comes to the pallet, and did that pallet just block?
No way.
Insane.
That's
I'm pretty
crazy,
sure
bro.
that pallet is blocked when he
way.
comes out of that, and the window was also blocked too. Or any type of range killer when you're holding a charge. Jason tunneling? Jesus Christ, you can't believe it.